Hi everyone. This is Sai from LetsUpgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
So hey guys, welcome to this session on next gen modern web development using JavaScript. So in these tutorials, we'll be learning more about JavaScript, like how it works, what are its advantages, and what we can achieve using JavaScript. Okay, so I'll be covering it from the very basic to the advanced level of JavaScript. So I hope you guys will be able to learn about JavaScript and its features and how it can help you in web development and how it can make help you to make your websites interactive. So let's directly jump into the video. So I'll just share my screen and open a web browser to show you actually what are the advantages of using JavaScript. Okay, so by now, if you remember, in the previous bootcamp that was about basic HTML and CSS, I created a portfolio website. Let me quickly open that. I'm not sure where was it. Let's see. No, not this one. I just made a portfolio website. Where is it? Okay, this is the one. Okay, so we were able to create a particular portfolio website like this, right? So the problem with it is like the HTML is doing its work over here. It's allowing you to add all the text, images, and everything. Okay, the CSS it's also doing its work, like it is helping you to design, style your particular components, elements, everything over here, right? So both HTML and CSS are working perfectly. But let's say you want to add some interaction to your website. Let's say you want to add some logic or some brain to your website. So how will you be able to do that? So there comes in JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript helps you to make your websites interactive. So let's say if you click a button, you want something to happen, some action to take place, right? So how you can do that? You can do it with the help of JavaScript. Okay, so let's now quickly jump into how like JavaScript executes. So basically each browser, like for example, we are using Chrome over here. So Chrome has a built-in engine which is known as the Chrome's V8 engine. So this Chrome's V8 engine helps Chrome to execute JavaScript. So basically JavaScript is a programming language, right? So it needs to be executed at runtime. So that all work is being done by the V8 engine of Chrome. Okay, so if you want to learn about more about this V8 engine, you can simply search for V8 engine in Chrome, JavaScript or Chrome. Okay. So it will tell you the V8 engine is Google's open source JavaScript and WebAssembly engine written in C++. Okay, so it written in C++, but it helps to compile your JavaScript. Okay, so V8's primary function is to execute JavaScript code efficiently instead of interpreting JavaScript line by line. Okay, V8 employs a just-in-time compilation. So this is important strategy. The way JavaScript is executed is just-in-time. Okay, so this means it compiles JavaScript code directly into native machine code during execution. So it actually boosts the performance and reduce the load time for the compilation of the JavaScript code. Okay, so this is how it is, and like you can learn more about this JavaScript V8 engine. Okay, so it was like created by Google only, basically for Chrome. So but nowadays most of the world is using this Chrome's V8 engine only for executing JavaScript. Okay, so now let me do one thing. Let's create a new file so that will introduce you to JavaScript. So here is my VS Code. Okay, so I'm simply going to create a new file over here. So JavaScript. Okay, and also let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, okay. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it on the desktop, and I'll call it script.js. Script.js. Just a second. Yeah, so it's called script.js. On the desktop, I'm saving it. Let's go to save it inside the portfolio web. Okay, because anyhow we'll be using this only, right? So inside script portfolio web, I'm saving this file script.js. Okay, so here comes our script.js. Okay, so now like what's now let's do some interaction with JavaScript. Okay, so enough of like about the theory part. So basically, as you know, it's a programming language, so it enables you to do all the work that a programming language is capable of, all the calculations, all the logic writing, everything, right? So very first thing, let's start with a simple hello world program. Okay, so how do you write a simple hello world program in JavaScript? So simple, there is a console.log. So yeah, I'll tell you about the console also after writing this. So console.log. So simply you are logging something on the console. So console.log and hello world. Okay, so that's it. It's semicolon is optional. If you want, you can keep it. If not, also then it's also no problem. Like VS Code will automatically put it. It's not required actually. Okay. So now coming to like how you will link this JavaScript file with the HTML. So for that, simple. If you remember my HTML CSS bootcamp, I told you the head is the place where the logic or the brain of the your website resides, right? So here only your JavaScript should reside. So how will you link it? So simple script and src. Src was the short form of like source. So and I'm linking it to script.js. Okay, so that's it. So okay, so your now your script .js has been linked with your index.html. So whenever I'll be running the index.html, so if I'll refresh this, I'll be able to run my JavaScript. So here where you will be able to see the console.log. For that, you simply have to open the DevTools. So right click on your web page, click on inspect. Okay, so inspect, here you see I'll close this part. So here you see this console is coming, right? So if you click on this, so this is the console which I was talking about. So this is your web console. So here you will be see everything related to what is happening behind the scenes in your websites. Okay, all the logic which is flowing through your website. So as I told you, I wrote hello world there, right, to print it on the console. So yeah, you can see hello world is being printed over here. So if you want to see where this code came from, you can simply click on this script.js. So you see our script.js is the source. So actually, like if you expand this, you can see console, element, sources, network, everything. So if you want to see console, you can see that. If you want to see sources, so in the sources we have script.js. So you can simply see our JavaScript file. So our JavaScript file for now contains only console.log, right? So that is coming over here, right? So that's simple. Also, let me expand it a little bit so that both console as well as sources are visible side by side. Okay, so now I hope this thing is clear to you guys, like how we link our JavaScript file. So we simply created a JavaScript file. The extension would be .js since it's a JavaScript file. How we linked it? Simple. In your index.html, inside the head tag, you have to write this script src and the location of your script.js file. Okay, so this is fine. So now let's do some more things inside it. So okay, so let's say I wish to perform let's say alert. So there is alert. So let's say I want to alert the user, like I want to alert the user hello world. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so another thing that I have written, so alert is nothing but a pop-up that comes when you just open the website. So let's go back to our web page and refresh it. So you see this page says hello world. So a pop-up has started coming, right? As soon as you have entered your website, as soon as you have opened your website. So if you click on OK, it will go away. Okay, so now you can see in your script.js, you can see alert hello world also. Okay, so something interactive happened, right? Right till now your website was all bland, but now like as soon as you load, some interaction happens. So, but you want some condition to be put here, right? Like it should not be directly as soon as you come, an alert should happen. It should be happening either on some button click or something like that. Okay, so that will do later, but I hope you guys got an idea. So for now, I'll be commenting it out. Okay. So now the next part that I want to come to is like the execution, like how behind the scenes JavaScript is executed. Okay. So for that I'm writing some theory. It will come in useful to you guys because you need to understand like how behind the scenes JavaScript is running in the browser, or how Chrome's V8 engine is running it. Okay. So what happens is like there is a call stack that gets created. Okay, so a call stack is gets created, and all the events that needs to be executed are pushed into this call stack. So I hope you understood like what is a call stack. A call stack is nothing but a kind of an array. Like I'm not sure like if you'll be familiar with arrays or not, but I'll draw it actually. Okay, so you can simply understand a call stack something like this. A call stack is nothing but a simple uh, okay, so first event, actually this should be 1 minute. I'll remove this. Yeah, first event. Okay, so okay, so like this what happens is this is your call stack. I'll give it second event. This is your third event. Okay, so basically what happens is this is your call stack. Okay. So now what happens is like there is an event loop. So I'll just create an event loop also. This is known as event loop. So event loop, what it does is like event loop keeps on checking. Event loop you can understand like it's a kind of a loop. So it keeps on checking if all the events in the call stack have been executed or not. So there is a one more thing that is known as the execution context. So here all the code execution takes place. So what happens is the event loop runs. It checks that the call stack is empty or not. So first it will move the like okay, so first event will come over here, it will get executed, then the event loop will run again. Similarly the second event will also come here, it will get executed. Similarly the third event will come over here, it will get executed. Okay, so the call stack will now become empty. So there are two other things which are known as the queues. So there is a micro task queue and there is a macro task queue. So that is too much detail to like cover right now until you know more about JavaScript. So you just understand by taking the reference of our code. So we had two events to be covered, right? So first was console.log hello world, another was to alert hello world. Okay, so these two things had to be completed, right? So what would have happened is like the first event, which was your console.log, would have been executed. Then the event loop would have checked like if any other thing has to be executed. So the other thing that had to be executed was your alert. So the alert was the second event that had to be executed, so that gets executed. And similarly, if any third event was to be there to be executed, so it will get executed. So this is how a call stack is there, like in which all the events get pushed one by one, and they pushed out and get executed one by one. Okay, so this is what happens behind the scenes in your uh, JavaScript execution. Okay, so I'll event loop. So event loop uh, keeps check on items that needs to be executed. Okay, fine. So I think that is enough for now. One more thing. Okay, global execution context. Okay, so this is about the theoretical part, like how, like behind the scenes, all the magic is happening and how all the code gets executed and run. Okay, so fine. So till here, I guess you guys are okay. So now let's move ahead. So the other very important thing in JavaScript would be, just give me a second. Let me check if I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, so now let's quickly jump onto the like how to declare variables. So you might be knowing like what are variables. If you are a little bit also from programming background, you might be knowing what are variables, right? So variables are nothing but the way you declare some values in a programming language. So there are three ways to declare variables in JavaScript. So one is let, another is var. Okay, let me write var first. Var, let, and const. Okay, so these are the three ways to declare variables. So let's say I want to declare var a is equal to 5. So I can do this. Let b is equal to 10. I can do this. Const c is equal to 15. Okay, so these are the ways to declare variable. So why there are three ways? Okay, so let me tell you about var. So it is like it is very traditional. Okay, so it is not used in modern JavaScript. Okay, traditional and not recommended to use in modern JS. Okay, so you should avoid using var. Okay, so it is used but not as commonly as const. Okay, const commonly used. Okay, so you might be aware like what a const is. So const is a constant, right? So once you declare, you cannot change its value. But in case of b, you can change it. Okay, so let's say let b is equal to 10. If I wish, I can do let b is equal to 12. Okay, and it will not throw me an error. So console.log, and I'll be logging b. Okay, so let's save this and now let's run it. And let me close this for now. Okay, so here it is. Uh, okay, so you see we got 12 over here, right, in our console. So that means the let value was earlier 10, but once I like change its value directly, it got changed. Okay, and also I'll show you before changing what will be the value and after changing. So I just added two consoles, one before changing the value and one after changing the value. Now let's quickly refresh. So you see before changing it was 10, after changing it was 12. Okay, so This gave you some idea about let. So simply it is used to declare variables, value, like declare variables and give it a value. It can be reinitialized, like it can be sorry, I'm getting confused. Like the value can be changed, okay. It cannot be reinitialized. Okay, initialization means basically like let's say var is equal to 5 na. So if you wish, you can just give it again var is equal to 20. So this is allowed with var. Let me quickly confirm it. So this is allowed, we will not get an error. But the same thing if you try to do with let na, it will throw an error. Let b is equal to 34. Okay. So see, like here only it will give you an error, like here it will not allow. Okay, cannot redeclare block scope variable b. So you cannot redeclare a variable in uh, identified as a let. Okay, but a variable declared using var can be redeclared. Okay, so you got one difference, right? So this is not allowed, but you can reinitialize it, like you can give it a different value, that is allowed. Okay, so the same thing comes with const also. You cannot again use const c is equal to 20 or something. Okay, and also another thing, like you cannot give const us some different value. Let's say if you want to give this, okay, and console.log c, so this is not allowed. Okay, so this is going to throw you a error, assignment to constant variable. So this is not allowed. So you cannot assign some value to a const after declaring it. Okay, so you have to remove it. Okay, so I'll just refresh. So now you see 15, 10, and 12. So 15 was our const, this gives 15. This was our let, which was 10, and this we re-initialize the value of b to 12, and that was 12. So our code is working as expected now, 15, 10, 12. Okay. So I hope you got an idea about the difference between the three ways to declare variable: var, let, and const. So let me quickly write also. Traditional not okay, can be redeclared. Okay, cannot be redeclared. Okay, can be reinitialized. Initialized. Okay, and this thing will apply, cannot be reinitialized. Okay, so these are the differences between var, let, and const. So I'll recommend you to use let and const only. Var is very rarely used nowadays. Okay, so it's a good practice to always use let and const. Okay, so now I told you about how to declare variables. Now I will tell you about the data types that are basically used in JavaScript. So that actually depends on your usage. Okay, so let's say we are using uh, name. Let name is equal to, so name is a string. So let's upgrade. So there is nothing like you need to declare a specific data type using a specific variable name. It will be let or const or var only. Okay, no need to use any other like string type or any other. It will automatically understand. Okay, using this let or const. So similarly, if you wish, let uh, age is a number, so simple, age 20. Okay, so the only thing is like for a string you need to declare it inside double quotes. Okay, and then what other thing is there? Let's say we are going to create an array. So let scores is equal to, so array, for array you simply need to use a square bracket syntax. So scores, let's say 20. Also, like I can like create an integer array or a string array. Any ways it's possible. Okay. Okay. So like this, I was able to create three different types of data types. So one is string, another is number. This is array. Boolean. Let's come to Boolean. So let is valid. So I created a true. So it can be either true or false. Okay. So this is again boolean data type. Okay, so let me just write over here boolean. This is array, this is number, this is string. Okay, so four different data types I've covered. So I hope that makes sense. Nothing typical. So now you people are now aware about how like we declare variables and all, right? So now comes to the part about let's see what's next. I'll just check and continue. So data type is done. Objects. Okay, so I to cover objects. Okay, so let uh, user let student. Okay, so I'm going to create a student object. So you know what is an object. So an object is nothing but a collection of various data types. So how do we declare that? Using curly braces. So let's say here, so inside this the name, so name, let's say Rahul. Okay, comma, age, I want 24. Okay, comma, so it is a collection of different types of database. You can see name would be string, age would be number, again scores would be an array of, let's say, 12, 23, 9, 29, 19. Okay, that's it. 20. Okay, right. Um, let's say pass or fail. Okay, so like pass or fail, we can simply give true or false. So if pass true and if pass is false, that means the person has been failed. Okay, or you can, instead of pass, you can say promoted, true or false. Okay, so this is an object. Okay, so you understood why it is an object, because it is a collection of different types of data. So here we have name, so that is string, age, which is a number, scores is an array of numbers, then promoted is a boolean value. So the student is an object, the data type of student is object data type. Okay, so that's about it, the different kind of data types. Okay, so now let's work on some conditional operators. So I'm not sure if you guys are a little bit familiar with the programming things or not, but let's start with if else and all those scenarios. Okay, so let's say if I just add a condition, if um, let's say hmm, um, age, so age was our this variable, right? So age, so age is greater than 18. Hmm. So simply I want to alert what I want to alert, allowed to vote. Okay, fine. Simple. I have just written a condition. So using if and then using this round parenthesis and simply checking if the age is greater than 18, then alert allowed to vote. So the age that it is will try to access is this age. Okay, because this is the variable that we have declared over here, age 20. So if it is greater than 20, greater than 18, we'll get a pop-up allowed to vote. But if it is less than 20, so we should not get a pop-up. Okay, so for now let's like now quickly check it. So I'll refresh. So you see we got allowed to vote over here as the alert. Okay, so now let's quickly change this. So let's make it 17 or 10. Okay, so I made it 10. So now if I'll refresh this page, so you see we didn't I'm refreshing the page but I'm not getting any alert pop-up. Okay, so why? Because we have put it inside a conditional statement. So this if is known as a conditional statement. Conditional. Okay, so similarly if can be followed by else. So if, let's say, if um, let's say scores. Okay, so okay, chalo, if age is greater than 18, and so this is an expression. Okay, so now you are combining two conditions. So for that we use expression. So this is a expression which is telling that if both the conditions are true, if this and age is less than 24, simply alert not allowed to marry. Okay. So if the person is greater than 18 and less than 24, not allowed to marry, uh, um, but allowed to vote. Okay. Okay. So similarly, we can write an else. So if this is the condition, this condition is met, do this, else alert allowed to marry and vote. Okay. Fine. So this is another thing I'm telling you about, like how if and else work together. So if age is greater than 18 and less than 24, so let's keep our age 19 over here. Okay. So now let's run it. So you see, sorry. Okay. So both my code are running together. Let's comment it out for now. So you see, not allowed to marry but allowed to vote because the age is 19. So for age 19, the person is not allowed to marry but allowed to vote. Okay. So but if the age would have been greater than 24, let's say, uh, where it is. Okay. So let's say 25. So okay, now let's try. So you see, allowed to marry and vote. Okay. So right. So this is fine. So this conditional statement is clear to you? I guess yes. So now let's move ahead. Here we have covered your and expression. So similarly, we have or. Okay. So let's cover those also. So if before that, I would like to tell you about like how items are accessed inside array and how items are accessed inside objects. Okay, so let's say I want to access. Let's directly jump onto this object now. Okay, so that will help you. So let's say I want to console.log. I'll comment all this out. Okay, so let's say I want to print the details of the student. Okay, so console.log, how I will be able to access this name. So simple, student is the object and name is the property, right? So student dot name, simple. Okay, so we'll be able to access the student dot name. Now if I want to access student dot age, okay, one more property I'm adding is gender. Okay, so let's say male or female, so m. Okay, so simply on student dot gender. Okay, so promoted or not, let's promote it. Okay, so let's see if we are able to, you understood, right, like how to access the property inside an object. So student is the like object name and these are its property, name, age, gender. So you will be able to access using the dot syntax. So object name followed by dot followed by the like property name. Okay, so let's move ahead and refresh this page. So let's comment these out. Okay, so you see, Rahul was the name, 24 was the age, male was the gender, promoted was true. Okay, so you are able to access all the properties of an object, right? So you understood how we did that. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now let's say we want to access the score of the last like last score of Rahul. So how we can do that? So since it is an array, so how do we array the elements, how do we access the elements inside an array? Console dot log student dot scores at. Okay, so using this square bracket syntax, so it starts from the index starts from 0. So 0 1 2 3 4. So it's at fourth position, right? If you start from 0, this is at 0th location, this is at first location, second, third, fourth. So if I just use 4 over here and I save it and I refresh it, you see 20 is coming over here. So from where the 20 has came? From here. Okay, so if I wish I could, I just wanted to access this position, so 3 I can do. Okay, so you see 19 has come over here, right? So this is how we access the array elements in JavaScript using the indexes. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So here again, like we can just put a expression. So I can just say if student dot scores at 0. Okay, 0, like it's 12. Okay, the value is 12. Or student dot scores at, I like actually, like, let's say like these are the subjects in which the student has to pass, like it is compulsory to pass, and all these scores are out of 30. Okay, so all these scores are out of 30, and 12 is the passing marks. Okay, so if and the student has to pass in the first and last subject. It is compulsory to pass in these two subjects. And if any one of if the student fails in any one of them, he'll be regarded as failed. Okay, so if and the passing marks is 12 only. So if the student at score is less than 12, or student at 4 is less than 12. Okay, so the value of promoted would be student dot promoted would be false. Okay, and alert failed. Okay, and this was the if condition, right? So else, followed by else, student dot promoted is already true, so I'm not changing its value. I'm simply alerting pass. Okay, right. So right now if you see this condition, so student dot scores at 0, it's 12. So 12 is not less than 12, right? 12 is not at all less than 12. It's equal to but not less than, right? Or student dot score at 4, 20. 20 is not at all less than 12. Okay, so it should not come, and it should alert pass. So let's see. So you see it says pass. Okay, so now let's make some changes to our condition. So let's say the score at this, I make it as 10 instead of 20. So it should get us failed. Okay, so like it should see we get failed printed over here, right? So what this or is doing, or is making sure that if any of these condition, so here this 12 is less than 12 condition was not true, right? But this condition was true. So any of the one condition was true, then this happened. And instead of this or, if we have used and, then both of these conditions have to be true. So now you will get pass only. See, right? Because what is the difference between or and? So and make sure that both the conditions, or n number of conditions, are written over here. All the conditions if are met, then only it will get inside this. If any of the condition fails, it will not get inside it. But in case of or, if any of the condition, like any one of the condition also meets the criteria, so it will just come inside it and print failed over here as done. Okay, right. So I hope this also makes sense. And if I just change this condition, I make this as 15. So yeah, you will simply get pass over here. Okay, right. So I hope this thing about conditional statements and expressions are clear to you guys. Okay, so now moving ahead, if else is covered. Okay, so now the last thing that I'll cover for this session today is loops. Okay, so I have told you about an array. So now how to access all the array elements at once. So let's say we declare const scores. Scores has already been declared. Let's say runs. So runs of all the players in an inning. So let's write 11 players are there, right? So let's say run scored will be 37, 52. Then someone made a century and made 124. Then let's say someone did not perform good. Then then someone again performed out of expectations. Then someone got out at duck. Then how many of them are there? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Then someone made 8. Then someone made 19. let's say 21. Okay, now that's it, and the overs got finished. Okay, so these are my runs array. Okay, so now if I want to loop over them, I want to print all these runs on the board. Okay, so how I can do that? So let's quickly come on to that. So like there is for loop. So I'm telling you the simplest way to write a for loop. Just give me a second. So we'll be writing, let's say let I is equal to 0, I is less than runs dot length. Okay. So runs dot length, what it will do, it will check the length of this runs array. Okay, and it will loop until the entire array has been covered, and then I plus plus. Okay, so this is the simplest syntax for writing a simple for loop. Okay, so how it works, like we have declared a variable I over here. So here we have given the condition, so I has to get incremented. So here we are incrementing, so this I plus plus is nothing but increasing I by one every loop. Okay, so by till when this I has to be incremented, until it is less than runs dot length. Okay, so when you'll run runs dot length na, so it length will come as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so 10 is the length. So less than 10 means till 9. So till 9 it will run. Okay, till 9. Okay. Okay, so what we have to do, console.log runs at I. So runs at ith location. So first 37 will print, 52 will print, 124 will print, like that. Okay, so now let's quickly comment all these things. Okay, and now let's quickly check. Okay, so I'm not sure, some more things have been added over here. Let's see. What is being logged? So okay, it should start from 37, right? So 37, yeah, it's correct. 37, 52, 124, 12, 4, 42, 0, 8, 19, 21. Okay, so yeah, all the runs are getting printed over here. So these are 10 runs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So the runs of the 10 players are being displayed over here, printed over here. Okay. So this is the simplest way to write a for loop. Okay. So you understood, right? So now let's talk about if uh, I actually forgot to mention about the conditional checking using the double equal to operator, as well as like less than equal to. So if runs at I is greater than equal to, let's say, 100, so that means console.log player at, sorry, player at plus I, like ith position, made a century. Okay, fine. So similarly, so here you see we are using greater than as well as equal to. So if it is if the runs made are 100 or greater than 100, then we need to print this. Else if, so we can use else if also. Okay, till now I had told you about else, but else if also, if runs are at I is greater than equal to 50. Okay, so console dot log player, I'll copy this, half century. Okay, so else console.log played well. I'll simply write that played well. Or one more I'll add for the person who went out on duck. So I'll just copy this. Else if runs at I equal to 0. So the player at I position got out at duck. Okay, fine. So this are all the conditions that I've written. So now let's quickly, instead of logging the runs, I'll just log this data. Okay. So now let's quickly go back and see what comes here. Okay. So played well. Okay. So so first run was 37, played well because it's neither greater than 50 nor greater than 100 nor 0. Okay. So played well. Then player at position 1 made a half century. So player at position 1 made a half century, right? Since the indexing was like 0 1, right? So our I will be 0 here, 1 here. So player at 1 made a half century. Then player at position 2 would be making a century. Then 3 4 5 12 4 42. So these were all like played well. Okay, then player at position 6 got out at duck. Okay, and then rest 8 19 21. For all of them we got played well. Okay, so this is how we have like covered a simple for loop. Okay, so along with the conditional statement and operators. So I hope this is clear to you guys. One more thing that I'm okay. So we have covered the for loop as well. Okay, so mm, I hope this is clear to you guys. So let me just give you a small task now. So we have covered a lot of things. So I'll like to do like give you guys a small task that you will be able to perform. So that is about a grocery discount calculator. You have to create this. Okay, so it's simple. Like what you have to do is like you have to sum total all the items like um, what all is there? Vegetables, spices, and then salt. Then what else is there? Let's say mm, grocery, vegetables, spices, salt, mm, pepper. I'm writing like that. Okay. So sum total. Then apply a discount of 10% on total bill. Console.log the final bill after discount. Okay, so this is a small task that you need to work on. Okay, uh, so I hope you'll be able to do it. It won't be a big challenge. Okay, so once you are comfortable with doing all these things individually like this, we'll be implementing those onto the web UI. So you'll be taking input from the user inside the input box, and then click on like calculate total price. Okay, so once clicked on calculate total price, you should be able to see the discounted price. So all those things will happen in the next session. So for this session, I hope you guys will be able to perform this. Okay, so please, I request you to do this because it will help you guys to understand what all we have covered. So yeah, thank you so much for joining in for this session, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you.